Welcome to Stargeekz, another fun-filled episode. I am Sean,
This is a little.
And this is Ed.
and this week we've got some stuff to talk about, but we will be going over that second part of the Clone Wars. I guess I called it season 2, but it really isn't season 2. It was just the second part of it. Like it just broke it up. So I don't think there was not a second season, right? Not that I know of.
Well, technically, they broke it up into 3 seasons because they came out like 1 year apart.
Right.
So,
Yeah,
but it was all one continuous thing. It felt like.
Yeah. But first, man, I wanted to kind of go over some. There's no real Star Wars news unless anybody had any Star Wars news, but there's not really much to talk about. But there was an auction that is actually going live, I think in November. It's not 100% sure, but Anthony Daniels, actually C3PO, is selling his collection next month. It doesn't say the reason why though, because I tried to find the reason why he was selling it, but I think he's just getting old, and it's time to let it go. It's being sold by Prop Store. If you don't know what Prop Store is, it is actually it's actually where they sell all Hollywood props that they've gotten over the last umpteen years. And if you ever go through their auction in their catalog, I will put a link in the thing when it's posted on YouTube. But they sell all kind of props, like from Indiana Jones to Battlestar Galactica to Back to the Future to a lot of Star Wars stuff to a lot of movies, man. I think they have Django Unchained. They got everything that you would possibly want but can't afford.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. A geek could go broke on that site.
Yeah. I actually even tried to go on there one time and purchase something, and it didn't happen because they had already sold the piece. So I was like, damn, and it was going for cheap too. And I was like, damn, but I missed it. So what can you do? But anything you want. If you ever go on there, man, check it out. I mean, it's a beautiful thing, but hey, what can you do? But at the same time, I wanted to go through it and just kind of take a look at some of the stuff that is available through the Prop Store and just kind of check it out. And as you can say right here, this is 150 pieces from props, costumes to production material from Star Wars film series.
I scrolled through it, and I was surprised at how many just obscure things he has. And actually, it reminded me of how many things that I actually had growing up, like
Yeah.
Dixie cups,
Is that
C3PO cereal.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff in here. Like it just so many pictures, and I mean his whole suit is going available. Day 1, I think is November 9th. Then day 2 is November 10th. I think this is all in Los Angeles. Maybe it's overseas. I'm not 100% sure exactly. But it was like a whole event, around it. And I mean, this is just amazing stuff, man. Like that head is just still just looks so crisp.
Yeah.
So is it? Are they selling just the helmet?
Oh, they're selling. I'll go through the things that they are selling, but I mean, I think this was like some of the details on like the auction. I think I'm 100% sure that this is the auction for the helmet, this one, and then it goes to different stuff. So it is all the stuff that's for auction. I mean, as you can see, the value, 15,000 to 30,000, and that's in euros. So that's probably about a little bit more for us.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's
Yeah.
at 20 to 35 somewhere around there.
Yeah, this is his original pair of gloves, hands from Empire Strikes Back, which are, I mean, amazing. I need one of those. I know Disney Parks had one at one time, a little, but they don't have it anymore, I don't think. But they have like a little replica hand that they had. They'll probably could bring it back out at some point. The Empire Strikes Back, his feet, again, $15,000 to $30,000. That's a parachute, man.
Well, for some women, that's cheap, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I
Not
don't know.
No, not
15?
my wife.
Mine either.
was this the original draft, third draft from script from New Hope. That's going for 10 to 20,000.
And not just the fact that the item for what it is, that it was Anthony Daniels, makes it so much cooler. Because
Yeah.
that
I
was
mean-
one of the things I had the good fortune of attending Celebration 1,
Right.
which is kind of for Star Wars fans. It's like saying you went to Woodstock. And some of the moments that I always remember is it was in Denver, and Denver is known for having a nice dry climate. It rained the entire weekend. It was miserable. But it wasn't a big group, and we're all kind of gathered up because it was on an Air Force base. You're hiding under airplane wings and some whatever you could find. And Anthony Daniels is there, and he just walked up and would talk to anybody and just as
Really?
personable as they come. I mean, you see 3PO, so I liked him to begin with, but after that, had a whole new respect for him as a person.
And you being there at the first Star Wars celebration to me is like not a lot of people you talk to, but you're the only person I know that like says, "Yeah, I was at the first celebration
Yeah, no, like I said, it's the Star Wars
in a
Woodstock.
cafeteria."
Yeah, we in a little because they were showing clips for Phantom Menace, and it's in a classroom, and we're literally sitting at a desk. And a buddy of mine who's with me, he's tapping my shoulder, going, "Look, look!" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And Jake Lloyd is sitting right next to me, which it was so bizarre. It was nothing like they are now.
Oh my God! Now you can't even get a signing or say hello to anybody at this point. This was I guess the chair back for Anthony Daniels for The Empire Strikes Back. Again, 40,000 to. I mean, damn. This is a lot, man. It is very expensive.
Yeah.
Like the first drafts of, I guess, what was this? This is the annotated script for Empire Strikes Back. I guess that was just made for 3PO or for him, for Anthony Daniels. Again, $10,000 to $20,000. I mean, and people are going to pay this. Like it's not.
It's because it's one of a kind in a sense, right?
Yeah.
Because it was owned by Anthony Daniels, because more than likely he jotted some notes, he scribbled on some stuff, like it makes it unique, and he is the only person that has been in every Star Wars film, feature, animation. Like he was even the voice in the that Clone Wars series that we're doing, right? Like he's the only actor that has been in everything.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a lot to say, man. Like, that is, you never really think about it until you just like, damn, like he was in everything of Star Wars. And it's like,
I guess not everything. Was he in Solo? Do they have three? They didn't have three.
No, I don't think so.
So that's probably, I'd say probably like the first one where they didn't have him in it.
I mean,
and it's only because his character wasn't there. I'm sure
right.
If 3PO was in it,
it would have been him, right? Yeah. So I mean, that's still unique, though. I mean, like how many different animated series, live action movies, he was part of it all.
Yeah,
it was always him. A lot of these you see the voice actors. Just like I hate the Anakin voice actor in this cartoon series we're going to talk about, but it's Anthony Daniels. The Lego Star Wars, Anthony Daniels. It's just always Anthony Daniels.
It's not a bad. Some of these prices aren't that bad. Like for just a little piece of something. I mean, 2,000 to 4 is not bad. 1,500 to 3,000 is not bad. For one piece of prop or replica to have to say it's in your collection, not too bad. I mean, it's terrible, but it ain't like it's not ungettable.
I mean, 2,000 is a lot for a button. Like that's what that looks like.
I mean, but it's a button from Star Wars, like that. Like big.
I get
it.
But
Star Wars fans are a little like they bleed this shit. So it's
I love this stuff too, but like $2,000 for a button. If you're telling me I'm going to get like $2,000 for a Tobey Maguire Islands from the costume, I'm going to say no.
Yeah, but this is a robot. This is not like what the islands like from the suit.
Yeah.
I don't know though. That actually probably would go for like 2,000.
I understand that, but would I pay for it? Even though you see my love for Spider-Man, no,
No, I don't think I'd pay for this either. It's like little screws and shit.
I do like that C-3POs. I remember seeing that.
I remember that cereal being horrible.
Of course it was. All those
it
cereals
looks horrible.
Still bought it.
Of course we all did.
And you know that there are people who have unopened box, I can't even imagine what that cereal's like now.
I would eat it now.
Is it unopened? It probably is unopened too. Let me see.
Yeah, you know he didn't open and eat it.
No, it's from 1984. Gross.
Dude, if somebody pays 6,000 euros or
6,000
for a box of cereal, that's ridiculous.
But it looks like it comes with all of the promotional stuff that's his too. So
yeah. So
I
it's
get it, but
too.
still, you know what I mean? Like it was just promotional stuff from Kellogg's. You know, it's not like it was, you know, that when Sean's talking about like movie props or the cereal from Kellogg's, you know, it's just like, it's a huge difference.
That's Evan Kirshner, right? I think.
Yeah, Kirsch.
Yeah, that's signed by Anthony Daniels and Evan Kirshner. I mean, it's like little small things now.
Oh, is that his like waistband?
Says
with the gloves, with the
position marker.
No, not above, like right at the bottom where the gloves are. No,
where the gloves are. I mean, yeah, you can get a signed plaque too. That's pretty cool. The gloves. This is a piece of the glove. I guess. I mean, hey, if you're gonna try to make some money, I guess you're gonna make money as many ways as you can. I mean, this isn't bad. Like, I guess because you get a oh wow, it's actually a piece of the Millennium Falcon.
Well, that's gonna sell.
Yeah. I mean, it's $1,500.
How much is that? $1,500 or 1,500 euros?
3,000. Yeah.
So and there's a signature too.
Yeah, from Anthony Daniels. Yeah. I don't know. Is it worth that?
For a piece of the Falcon? Like, that's a whole different beast in itself,
I know.
right? The most iconic, I would say, like, vehicle in all of geekdom.
Yeah.
Is the Falcon, right? So if I have a piece of it.
And it was Anthony Daniels' piece. Again, that's still one of the biggest parts of it.
Piece.
Yes.
The only one would be, you know, the only thing that would be more would be, you know, if it was, you know,
Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford sign.
He has none of this. Harrison Ford.
It's all probably like trash. You know what I mean?
I'm pretty sure he threw all that shit in the trash.
Yeah.
You can just see it. It's like, you know, like Luke at the end of at the beginning of episode 8, where he just throws his lightsaber. That's Harrison Ford with all his shit. He gets it. He's like,
I don't want this garbage.
Yeah, and you know, it's weird. I feel like he probably kept all his Indiana Jones shit and got rid of all the Star Wars shit.
Well, because he was the star.
Yeah.
He was the solo star.
Yeah.
You know? It's different.
He ain't shit. I mean, it's just like little miscellaneous stuff, like, you know, and a signed DVD, and I guess, like, I mean, it starts to get a little boring down as you get closer. Star Wars Clone Wars. I mean, this is a storyboard, handwritten notes. Cool. I don't think it's not worth all that though. No. I mean, I've seen I've seen the cells for stuff like that are cheaper than that. The Muppet Show, he was on the Muppet Show. I mean, this is all a lot of miscellaneous handwritten stuff that is still going for a lot of money. 2016. He's just milking it now. Oh yeah, I got a piece of yellow paper. I'm gonna sign it and write on it, and then let's go. Hey, $1,600 for that.
Well,
again, it was his.
If somebody's gonna pay for it. Somebody will pay for it.
Yeah, I mean, just
to get all this promotional stuff, all the.
Yeah, he's selling everything. He did not like held up. He was like, "Yeah, I'm getting out of everything. Take it all." Damn.
Well, I mean, for those people that have been waiting to get something, like, this is your opportunity, right?
Oh wow! I actually I have that original promotional the movie promotion thing. I actually have that original piece right there. I actually have this original sticker. I just got it today, actually. I'm actually going to show you all something that I got today from a buddy of mine who loves Star Wars but wanted to get rid of all his stuff. I mean, goddamn, cards, and hey, he didn't let up. Like, he really just said, "Hey, just take it all." I mean, this is interesting. Lord of the Rings. Was he in Lord of the Rings? The cartoon?
I have no idea.
I don't remember.
I mean, I guess so. Apparently, he was. I don't know who that guy is. Legolas. He was in Legolas in Lord of the Rings, in the cartoon.
Okay.
That cartoon scared the crap out of me as a kid.
Well, I mean, all that shit all that animation scared the shit out of me because it looked real, but it wasn't. So
Yeah, when those ring wraiths showed up. Ooh.
Yeah. Promotional faces. I mean, again, I just wanted to run through all this stuff, but I mean, he's got a buttload of stuff. Like this was like 33 pages of stuff.
Yeah, well, and these are some of the things that, again, they're cool collectibles to begin with, but the fact that they were his, like, that's cool. The C-3PO Lego autographed.
Yeah, it's the minifigure. That's not. Yeah, that's
Couple $100.
I'm surprised. That's not going for more.
Well, that's what they're suggesting. Who knows what people will actually bid it up to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually always love that poster right there. Parents on Earth, the immunization one. That was funny. This is original sneakers, unworn. I'm cool. I don't need those. Not for $4,000.
Because it's Adidas. If they were Nike,
they would go for a lot more. But yeah, I just wanted to share that kind of stuff, man. I thought it was kind of cool. You know, I mean, just to kind of show, hey, I mean, Star Wars fans, what more would you want to get? But I want to show y'all what I picked up today, and I'm gonna talk about this on a regular show. So a buddy of mine who loves Star Wars from the beginning, he picked up. Well, he didn't even pick it up. He gave me some of his original merchandise from like the 70s. If you can see it a little bit, I might have to make myself big a little if you could.
Yeah. I'm gonna get
Appreciate
it.
Yeah. So he gave me like original pictures from the fan club stuff, but the original stickers that I was just showing y'all, like these are the original that they falling out, but the original like 1978, 80 fan club stuff. But yeah, it was really cool. But this was so what he did, because he's a comic book artist. I mean, I work with him, so he's an artist. He gave me the original pages from the newspaper.
So he cut them out of the newspaper?
Yeah, he cut them out he cut them out in the original Star Wars clips from a newspaper. Every single one of them.
I didn't know they had a newspaper.
Yeah, I didn't know either.
Strip.
Yeah, I didn't know either. A lot of people didn't know. So these are really, really cool. Like the artwork is amazing. Like beautiful stuff. Like really, really cool. And I'm probably gonna put them. I'm gonna frame them up and stuff like that. But he gave me a lot of cool stuff. I'm gonna talk about probably on the show this weekend. But it's just good to have. Like, I mean, for me, I'm a Star Wars guy. So like he gave me all his letters and like from all the fan club, like all his letters and everything. Like it's very cool. Like just to kind of have just like it's the fan club and Star Wars fan club stuff. Like
I mean, it's just cool to have the envelope, right? Like the envelope right there is really cool. Like,
and you're an official Star Wars fan club member, and you get all this cool stuff with it. There's a patch in here, and man, it's really cool shit.
I think I gave all that away.
You did it, so you had it too.
Oh yeah, no, I had it too.
Yeah, this is really cool stuff, man. Like just to have it, just to kind of have the envelopes, and I'm gonna frame them, put them in some frames and stuff like that. Really cool stuff, man. Definitely appreciate the original like pictures and like stills.
Yeah, they sent a bunch of those together when you got your packet. There was like 5 or 6 of those shots for each of the movies. Yeah. The one of them in the tunnel all together.
Oh, yeah. This one right here.
Yep. Like I said, I know the pictures that are in that group.
Yep. Oh, it's so great. Yeah. So, Ed, like that's kind of cool to me. Like, I mean, it's really cool. I really appreciated that. So for a Star Wars fan as myself, gotta love stuff like that. But yeah, that was really it. Take myself off of solo mode.
Did you see some of the other not news things? But I know they announced a new Black Series of figures with Star Killer. That's the one that stood out, and I'm like, ooh, I might have to pick that one up because it looks good.
Really, I didn't even see it. I don't pay attention to figures anymore, so it's kind of like
they re-released the New Hope Vader with kind of like the cloth cape and like the kind of the vest thing he had. like felt looking.
Let me see. 'Cause I'm
But
looking at
Star Killer was the big.
big get. The
Yeah.
big get.
See that?
Not bad.
Because they
Yeah.
released the Mandalorian again, and just like, all right.
The
And
Mandalorian one looks pretty good too, because again, he looks like he's got the. I think he has the dark saber in that one.
yeah, I think so.
I mean, it's not. I mean, I'm not into this stuff anymore. So it's like, yeah, Darksaber's not bad.
No.
Yeah.
I know they announced they're going to release the remastered version of Dark Forces from 1995. It was a first-person shooter, kind of like the original Doom. It was fantastic with Kyle Katarn. I cannot wait to play it again.
Really?
For what systems? For everything or from PC?
I have no idea, but I'm probably PC. But these days, you can play all of those on just about everything. So
I did see that, Ed. I did see that this week. It's coming out February 28th,
yes,
2024.
So that I'm looking forward to. And then the big thing that I saw today was that that Variety interview that they talked about with Sean Levy.
Mm-hmm.
And that was annoying. So they were talking to him about a bunch of stuff, but of course Star Wars came up, and the quote that apparently he said is, and this was him with his conversation with Kathleen Kennedy is, and this is Kathleen Kennedy talking to him saying, I want a Sean Levy movie. I want a story and a tone that reflects you and your taste and what you bring to movies with a Star Wars story. Isn't this the problem with the sequel trilogy? Like, I look at the original Star Wars. They were written by George Lucas, and given my age, they're my favorites anyway. But he wrote them, and then you have Empire, to where he writes the story, gives it to Irving Kershner to have his flavor, his taste to it, and you get the Return of the Jedi and Richard Marquand. So, but the story is already there. This is when it makes me crazy, to where it makes it sound like it's okay. You're the director of the week. Do whatever you want. Like, why don't you give them a Star Wars story and a structure, and then let them have a little creative piece to it? But don't just let them run wild, because these people don't necessarily know Star Wars. So.
Well, I think with his movie, it's not set in any kind of like storyline, right? Like, it's just going to be a movie from that, like Sean went to go see The Creator, right? And, that could have been a part of, the universe in some offshoot planet, and I think that's what they're looking for, is not to just, again, build more around Star Wars rather than the Skywalkers. Because even now, they're still in the Skywalker saga. Like, Ahsoka is still part of the Skywalker saga. Mandalorian, kind of, it's there, right? And they can't get out of it, and maybe that's the goal, is to give, Taika, they said that his movie is still on the table at some point, there's no rush to pump these out. So I don't know. I agree with what you're saying, Ed, but they don't have like a showrunner Kevin Feige type who's building a interwoven universe.
That's what they need.
Because everything here is linear to the one character, to the one family. So it's tough. You have 40 years of the one family saga, and how are you going to keep that? It's just like we talked about last week with rebooting, right? Like, it might not be the right thing, but it might be the most beneficial thing. It might not be the right thing that the fans want, but for the longevity of the franchise, it might be the best thing. So it's tough. It's tough. But
they need a showrunner.
You're right. They do, and they have one in house. If they give it to Dave Filoni and let Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, build this thing out.
But somebody has to kind of keep it within the Star Wars corral. I mean, I don't work in the industry. I have no idea how this works. Obviously, there's a little question when it comes to more recent Marvel movies, but prior to that, they were good, but they all had different tones to them. I mean, Winter Soldier is for me, one of the best movies they had. And again, it has a different tone, a different feel. They seem to have some that were thrillers, some that were a little more horror, and that's fine, but it still stays within the universe and it feels like there's some continuity. That's the
Yep.
key word, continuity. I want to see the same species. I want it to feel like Star Wars. Tell whatever story you want, but it has to feel Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I agree. Well, that's pretty much all the news, just to kind of run through some stuff. Ed, I appreciate you coming with some news this week. You know what I mean? Appreciate that. That was definitely dope. So I guess we can get with our review of Clone Wars and
Part
see how much
2.
Alil hates this even more this week.
I'll start then. Since you
Yes,
set this
please give us your review.
I like this better
Okay.
because I think it was more, it felt like it was only following really 2 to 3 narratives, like 2 narratives that were kind of mashed into one, right? Because you had Yoda and Windu battling, but it was interconnected with, Grievous capturing Palpatine, which then leads to the opening of Revenge of the Sith, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I like that part, that aspect. I did not care about the Anakin.
Yeah.
Like I was like, what is happening here? Like this has, outside of him seeing a flash of the Vader mask, like what? Like and he looked like damn He-Man. Like I was like, what? You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of the Power of the Force figures. Remember those figures came out in '95 when giant buff Luke and Han Solo came out, and it was just like, what are these figures, man? Like these are terrible. And that's what like number one, he was never that swole, and like it was just ridiculous. And I still hate the voice actor.
You mean, Master?
I won't fail you, Master. Oh, you don't fail me. Don't fail yourself. Blah, 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 blah. I can't do the accents. I don't care. But again, dialogue.
You're no Steve.
Good. Yeah, I am no Steve with my voiceover work. It's again like part of the story was really good. The Grievous stuff I thought was fantastic.
Yeah.
Especially because he kept coming like the damn Terminator. And what was that? Shakti, right?
Yeah. Did you feel like the animation changed? It got
I
better.
did think it got smoother.
Mm-hmm.
It felt less. It felt less seizure inducing, right? Like it wasn't like all that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think part of it was because it was more long form on these stories. Season 1 on this, compilation, however they put it together, it was really like those really like 30-second to 1 minute shorts that they were just cramming together.
Right.
This was like it felt like it was 3 cartoon episodes. Right, 3 20-minute cartoon episodes.
It felt more cohesive. Yeah. I agree with that.
And that's how it felt like. That's how they even wrote the story. They probably just did it and then chopped it up like for TV. But like when you put it all together here, it just fits.
Yeah.
So I liked it a lot better. I mean, I'd give it probably a high sidekick for this story, because also it led into where we're going with the live action. But I still, like if you never watch these, I don't think you're
not going to miss anything.
Today you're not missing out and you're not really gaining much. I mean, I think last week I said I really enjoyed, Asajj Ventress's entrance, right?
Yeah.
Right? That's who that was.
Yeah.
And this I liked Shakti getting her kind of story because you don't really see her in anything else, at least that I can recall. So that was good, and I liked her fighting style. She looked really like fast. She felt like a ninja, And then you also get more of Mace Windu punching robots with his fists, which is hilarious.
I'm a bad motherfucker.
Yeah. But yeah, it was good. It was better than season 1. Whatever this is, if this is season 2, 3, however they did it on TV. But on Disney Plus how they have it broken down. This to me is better. But again, I it doesn't add any value. It doesn't give me like in depth knowledge like Clone Wars and Rebels do down the road.
Okay. Ed?
I was amazed at how different this felt. As far as, well, we'll just talked about the linear storyline, but right out of the gate, the animation just jumped off the screen. It seemed so much cleaner, brighter, way better.
Yeah.
It was night and day different than the first part. I don't know where that break, because again, I know there were 3 different kind of seasons, if you will, and how they did this, but this portion was so much brighter and cleaner. I think the audio was better. Yeah, some of the voice acting is still off, but it wasn't like the first part to where it was like nails on a chalkboard sometimes.
Agreed.
It
Agree
was
with that.
so much better. The story
Right.
was good.
And here
Yes.
with the store with the not stormtrooper, the clone troopers, they looked awesome.
They
Yes.
did.
I love the blue coloring. Like, oh, I was just like, wow. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So nice. Now, one of the things that kind of stood out when to talk about the story with Anakin, that race of whatever they were on that planet.
Mhm.
Did anybody get the vibe of the Na'vi from Avatar?
Oh yeah,
It
the women were not avatars.
Yeah, which is interesting because that was done in 2005, or at least that's when it was released. Avatar didn't come out until 2009. So, wonder if James Cameron was watching this and goes, "Hey, that looks pretty good. I'm going to use that for my movie."
Oh yeah, I'm still that idea.
Because they looked very close. But no, this one, if I break them into 2, this one for me as a Star Wars fan is a hero just because it was cleaner, came across much better. The story was easier. I was thinking of a little the whole time when there were space battles because it didn't look like his broken crayons all over the place.
It's true,
But
they were a lot better. I
yes.
definitely agree with that.
So I really did enjoy this, and I liked how it kind of leads right up into Revenge of the Sith. And as I mentioned last week, that I always kind of looked at this as a true legend, as if being told from like a third-hand perspective of, guess what I saw on Coruscant? No, well, it actually wasn't me. It was a friend of a friend, and this is how that's the reason why it's dramatized. So,
Okay.
I like that. I like that concept.
Yeah. So what was your rating? You said a hero, right?
Yeah.
This part, absolutely.
Okay. So I mean, I'm gonna tell you, be honest, this is the first time I ever seen this one. Like I never had seen the second part. Like I had never seen this. I was like, oh, I must have stopped this at that Grievous part, like at the original part, and then this part I never got a chance to see it because I think they started charging for Cartoon Network at some point. I think I can't remember how it was, but Cartoon Network was like off, and I just never went back to it again. And I don't think at the time, I don't think I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy Cartoon Network. Like, I don't think that was the case. I can't remember when. Yeah, I can't remember.
How could you not buy Cartoon Network?
Of all people here,
It's weird. It's weird because cable back then was I can't remember how much it was for that. Like I can't even remember.
I'd have bought it for the Powerpuff Girls alone.
Yeah, I can't remember like what year this was.
I thought it came with cable, but maybe you're right. Maybe it had to be like an upgraded charge.
Yeah, at some point I think you had to pay for
yeah.
Cartoon Network. Yeah. Yeah, and I think back then I didn't care that much about Cartoon Network for me to pay for it. So I just watched it when I could, I guess. You know, oh, free weekend, you can watch it. Oh, I'll watch Cartoon Network. I'm telling you, I think that's what it was, and I never went back to it. I can't remember.
Makes sense.
Yeah, but I had never seen it. So like me watching it again, that's why I was asking, like, yo, the animation changed. And the animation was so much better, so much cleaner, so much more fluid. And the colors were great. It was just really, really, really a breath of fresh air from watching the last one. That was kind of like, this is okay. But then this one is like, God damn, this is so much better. Like, wow. And like, seeing characters get their just due and seeing a story told from, a certain other character, like I thought that was great. Overall, it gets a hero because again, just the colors and the animation and you know, it kind of just it gives Jendi Tartakovsky like I can't pronounce his name. I'm sorry, I butcher it every time.
Gendy.
Gendy. I'm
There's
sorry.
there's no R.
Yeah, I don't know where it comes from. I don't
What
know.
was that in an R? I'm
Gendy.
like,
I don't know.
you're not from
Gendy.
Boston, man. Like
I don't know.
everything
My
doesn't have an
bad.
R.
I'm sorry. But I think this was like, to me, it was just like his, oh shit. Like, you know, was Samurai Jack before this or after?
Before, right?
Before, I think.
I think he stepped up his game, though. I think that's the other thing too. Like you can, like you said, like if you look at, because Grievous was in season 1 too, right? Like briefly.
Yeah.
And Grievous here.
This was a continuation of that.
There's two different. It looks completely different. Like he looks the same, but he looks different, right? Like it's the same stature and design, but like cleaner, sharper lines, like not as thick. That's the thing, you know. Like I think I said it in the last one. Like it was like really thick outlines and very narrow. Even like when we looked at the clone troopers, right? Like they had a narrowed face and everything. Like here, you're getting more round, less hard edges. You still have some of them, but it's not just all giant zigzags.
Yeah. And I kind of like there are certain things that I wanted to see, but like I'm fine with it. Like, but just the animation overall again was really phenomenal. It was just really great, and like story by story, like they were just really good. I don't even know if we can even break it down because I mean we liked it so much, but like that part right here, this little Anakin kid with just a round head, perfect.
Well,
perfect head.
When you go to the next scene, the over exaggerated Qui-Gon Jinn.
Oh yeah, I got to get to that.
I was like,
yeah.
I was like, what?
Liam Neeson's like, really?
His nose is
that what I look like?
Anakin's head.
Yeah, that was really weird to me too. I was like, oh, that looks terrible. But I mean, again, his style of stuff works. The Jedi Council thing was really cool. You know, I forgot, to be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you. I really did forget. I forgot that Anakin was a Jedi Knight. I always forgot. They didn't want to. I remembered that they didn't want to put him in the council, but he was already a Jedi Knight. I forgot about that. I was like, damn. Oh, because it was a council thing that he wanted to be a part of, and they didn't make him a part of that.
Well, they made him part of the council, but not a master. And everybody else on the council is a master. So he was offended. Like, you can't put me there without giving me the title. Oh, well, guess what? We can.
Yeah. But the over exaggeration of characters, I really do love that part because that's what cartoons are.
Yeah.
You know? So, like, you know, making stuff look different than what it is, and you know, making
over exaggeration, yes, but this is ridiculous, man. Like this Mace Windu, like this is a thumb.
It doesn't bother me though, like because I get it. It never bothered me.
I don't know, man. Like I saw that when I saw it in season 1, I'm like, what the hell is with Mace Windu's face?
I don't know. I didn't have a problem with it. I thought it was cool. You know. I thought Yoda. Oh my god, the way they did Yoda in this one, phenomenal.
He looks like your Yoda with the sneakers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's pretty much why I love this. I love his stuff because it just looks over exaggerated and looks like a cartoon. Like, I mean, he inspired me, to be honest. Like, you know, cartoon wise, like everything he's ever done has always inspired me because his style of artwork is like straight edges and, you know, clean cut stuff. Like that's how I draw. So like, you know, that part is just like, to me, is again phenomenal. I just love that part, you know. Just certain things were really good. Like I did like this scene, like where he just showed a lot of characters. Like it was just a lot of different characters, and just like how his animation style was, and like, you know, everything was different, and the colors and all that. I thought that was great. I think
but story wise, I hated this scene.
Oh, that was a terrible story.
Hiding in a thing. Oh yeah, I mean, get out of here.
You can like Steve. You hate love.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
It's not about love. It's just about these two. Yeah.
God, love your hate for this is just amazing to me.
I hate just that Anakin.
Well, what about this part though,
Why is he wearing a cloak?
No,
And
but not even that. Oh, I'm gonna take off my
why
clothes.
is he like exactly? Why is he like sexy time C-3PO? He's like,
Yeah.
ooh, you know, he's like, and he drops it like
Whoa.
that. Like, look at that. Like, what is that?
I didn't
What
understand that.
is this? Like he's Flasher 3PO.
Yeah, I didn't understand that. This was so weird to me, but I guess it worked. So this is that part where they cut off his little hair piece, and
This was cool.
I thought it was too, because we never got a chance to see any of this kind of shit. So I thought that was really cool to see that.
Hey, is that little piece that
the Japor snippet? Yes, that he gave to her when he was a kid. It's the Japor snippet.
Yeah, but did Leia somehow end up with that?
I don't know. I know.
Was that in episode 8?
When Padme was wearing it when she was being during her funeral.
For some odd reason, I don't know why that's just. I
that
feel
piece
like
right
there
there.
Was an episode, yeah. Why do I feel like that was somewhere in episode 8?
Yeah, I feel like it was too a little, but I've never seen it
because when Luke brought the dice to her, like something, I don't know why. It just for some odd reason I saw that. I'm like, was that in that? I've only seen episode 8 once, so.
I'm going to dread the day we have to review that one again.
Oh, we're going to review it. We're going to hate watch it too. We're going to hate watch the shit out of it. Like, why did they do all this bullshit?
This was funny when he was like 1,000, 500, 2.
It was so cartoony too. It was just like, oh, and then it just rained shit on them, like bam, 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 bam.
But that's so much cleaner. That's way better than the crayons.
Yeah, but then they had this fucking cool ass pose.
Yeah.
That was awesome, and those are actually statues, exactly just like that. So yeah, that was pretty cool. I actually like that. I was like, oh, superhero pose.
Long flowing hair.
Yeah, although you didn't have any problem with any of this shit, like the fast flowing. No, I guess not.
I mean. It was fine. I mean, it was like a montage, right? This was Rocky's montage of Anakin whipping shit, right? Because it felt like he was like solo, overpowered, just taking out armies himself,
right?
And I'm like, well, how did you guys not win the Clone Wars when Anakin is literally just murdering everyone?
Hey Ed, question: when he got that scar, that was from Dooku, right?
I believe so.
How did he get? I can't remember how he got that scar.
When he lost his hand.
Yeah.
But why is it new? Why is she like petting it?
I don't know. I got to go back and
find
I thought it.
I think it,
but maybe I'm crazy.
No, I think it just showed up in Revenge of the Sith, and this is their way of kind of retconning it. Like, where did it come from? He was just off in a battle, and she picks up on it. I don't think that it was from Dooku, because I think that was just his arm.
Yeah, I don't know. This was a cool part too.
This is gross. When he was sucking up that worm, I was like,
"Hey, master, yo, that was gross." When he was sucking that worm up, that was like disgusting.
Exactly, like that. You have that part. You have 3PO flashing. I'm like, what is happening in this episode?
It does get a little pervertive, but yeah, I mean, what can you do? I mean, this was a cool thing. Like, they snuck into it under the sewage and shit, and then walked away like bosses.
And the little things where, again, he's like, there are alternatives to fighting. Very, very Obi-Wan, and we get that in A New Hope.
Yeah, and that was this Chewbacca? I guess I was.
They don't.
Yeah, say, but it feels like it, right?
It feels like Chewbacca, right? Yeah. I love the music though. The music was great.
Yeah. The droid invasion music.
Yeah. I mean, jumping through. I mean, I did love the Dooku and Grievous, kind of battle and training shit, and but he did tell him don't be greedy, and he stopped taking so many damn trophies and shit like that. But he kept doing it anyway. He didn't give a fuck. Pushing through on that. Let's see. This was cool. This was really cool, actually.
Yeah, the invasion.
The invasion was great. just everything was just like they were doing it so well, and the colors and this is that Anakin shit. Again, fucking rat monsters and
The
crazy shit.
Navi.
Yeah. But again, this was just great stuff. Like there was the Yoda scene that was really good, and then fucking Mace Windu's fucking just going in.
How do you grab a handful of wires and then drive a droid like a horse?
It's a cool picture though. Like it really is cool.
Again, it's fun. And if it goes in with the way that I've thought about it, to where, again, this is third, fourth hand information of what somebody saw and how it gets exaggerated, again, it all makes sense in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like Black Widow.
I like this ship a lot.
Which
that
one?
green ship.
Which one? This one right here?
Yeah. I don't know. I like the design. I would want that toy.
That's a cool design, yeah.
I like the design and the color. I'm like,
yeah, what Jedi? What Jedi is that? I don't even know.
Yeah, this was a crazy one too, where they were fighting.
Is that Sacy Tin?
Oh, you fucking got me, bro.
I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah, you knew it a little bit deeper. I thought this was cool. This was really great.
Yeah, and again, this is what it looked like at the very beginning of Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, yes, it did. Which is really really cool. Really great scene. Like just fucking perfect. It really worked. Just worked really well. Look at that. Damn, that's really cool. Just great poses and great positioning and great camera work and shit. Certain things like really really cool, man. This was this is the part that I really love. Like just Yoda, just doing his thing and just looking cool and taking down ships and all kind of awesome crap. Yeah, damn, there it was. Let it jump back and forth to it. Sorry. Like that, those little cool scenes like that was really dope.
And he's always angry.
Yeah, well, I mean, because how he's drawn, I guess, gives him that. Oh, you want to come back in? Oh, you can go back out. Get the fuck out of here. Like, I thought that was cool. Just great stuff, man. That was just a great picture right there. I mean, awesome stuff. That's the one thing we haven't seen yet. Have we not seen anybody like take down a fucking Star Destroyer in any of the movies yet?
No, but that's the thing it was kind of bothering me watching this because it seemed like everyone's force power was so overpowered that they were just smashing ships together, and it's like, well, why haven't we seen more of that? Like
in live action?
Yes.
Agreed.
It's all part of the way I explain it.
I get it, yeah. Third
a ship crashes and somebody who saw it was like, it was the Jedi who did it. No, it wasn't. The ship just crashed.
Yeah, I just jumped.
Although if you use the Star Tours ride in Walt Disney World, Vader does grab your ship, and and then it has to let it go when you start shooting heads. So.
Yeah, I mean, you say you like this scene where when they were going against Grievous and all that.
Yeah, I did. I thought this was a lot of fun, and this train scene was kind of confusing because they just kept jumping in front of all. Like, how many railways are there?
I mean, it's Coruscant. Like,
I know, but I thought it was good. I thought I liked Grievous here because like he felt like the Terminator. Like he just wasn't stopping.
Yeah, and
all they could do was run.
Yeah, really great.
But then we know Palpatine's setting all this up, and it's just like, man, this is just they're doing all this work, and he's just gonna get him killed. Damn, I knew.
Now I love the colors on this one, the green color, and how it just really worked. And like there was a scene like where when he's like reflecting shit, like I thought that was amazing to me. I can't even find it right now because I gotta keep going through it, but here it was. And then like, him just reflecting shit. Like I thought that was just really cool. Right here it is. I think this is the part. Yeah, damn. Maybe I skipped through it. I don't know. Oh well. But again, great series. Again, I can keep going through, but I mean it's almost at the end anyway. But yeah. I don't know what else to say now.
Yeah.
It's just really good.
No, it's good. Overall, it was fine. I have nitpicks, and it's it's a lot of it's based around Anakin, especially your shirtless Anakin.
Yeah.
He's just so ridiculously buff, and I'm like, Hayden was never that big.
Oh, this was his first time he pulled out 4 hands, right?
Yep.
I think so, yeah.
4 arms. So yeah, they didn't even know he had 4 arms, and then like that shit took him by surprise, and then like
Yeah, I did like that scene with Mace Windu when he like cracked his chest.
Yeah.
You know, leading into
right
him having that breathing issue. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that kind of is cool because, you know, in the movies, again, Grievous is a punk and all he does is run. But if this is, well, it's not canon, but if it were, then it would make sense because Mace Windu injures him in a way that, okay, you know, I can't fight to what you've seen thus far because now I'm damaged. So,
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah,
That's it. That's
there
it.
you go.
I
Yeah.
enjoyed it. I liked going back and rewatching it.
I know. I enjoyed that, man. And like, again, watching it for the first time, I was just like, oh shit, like this is crazy. Like, I didn't really know. So, like, you know, getting to see that again and getting to go back and watch a lot of these Star Wars things, man, it's gonna be we are gonna go down a real tunnel of some bullshit. Like, there is some real garbage out there, but you know what? I can't wait to review it and talk about it. So,
And we talked about it. Oh, yeah, exactly. I know we talked about it, so we'll save it for when we get closer to the holidays.
yeah,
It's not on Disney Plus, so we'll have to dig it up, but to go back over the
Well,
holiday special.
that's the thing. It's on YouTube, minus the cartoon, and the cartoon
Which is on Disney Plus.
Disney Plus. Yep. So
yes,
we can put it all together. So
all right.
However, I can't wait, and I'm dreading rewatching that.
Oh, I'm not, because we watched it with what's her face, B. Arthur, right?
Who?
B. Arthur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, man! Watching those,
and Steve loves B. Arthur, so
watching those fucking those Wookiees, man. Whew.
Oh,
I have a hoodie of Life Day, so
Itchy?
I'll wear that. I have a Life Day hoodie.
Oh well, yeah. Well,
and actually, you mentioned it with all the Anthony Daniels stuff. It'd be neat to go back because I know it's on Disney Plus. Is all of the Muppet Show episodes is to go back and rewatch the Star Wars one.
Oh, I didn't even know that was the name.
Oh
and
yeah,
then, and then we should follow. And then we should watch the Family Guy Star Wars episodes as well.
I would love to watch
they're
that.
so good.
They are so
good.
good. Oh, those are so great. Yeah, man, listen, we got a lot of shit to review, so like, listen, stay tuned.
Robot Chicken.
Yeah,
that's another one that's up there.
That either.
Yeah, Robot Chicken was going too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, listen, stay tuned, man. We'll be doing something every week. We'll be talking about new news, whatever comes out in Star Wars, and yeah, man. This is Sean.
This is Will.
And this is Ed.
And until next time, may the Force be with you.
Always.